Today I wanted to show you another wild edible of the South, and right here below me, all these little clusters of white flowers. These are one of the 14 species of native wild onions that we have here in Texas. And you want to be able to identify them, whether you're surviving or prepping or just want to go ahead and add something from the front or backyard into your nightly cuisine. This is a really neat plant to know about. Now, you do want to be careful. You want to be able to identify these things correctly, because there are a few analogs that can make you sick if you eat enough of them. And they don't taste very good either. So let me show you how I go about doing this. And I'm going to use my buck knife, or rather my Bowie knife, to dig these up. And I know that a lot of people are going to get on my case about using a blade to dig. But depending on what you're doing and how you're doing it, you got a blade. A lot of times you don't have your spade or a shovel. So what you're going to find is a cluster of beautiful flowers. Now, when the sun's not out, they're actually going to be kind of in a pod form. So kind of like this, they're going to be pure white. At least this variety is. You have 6 petals. You also have 6 yellow stamens on the inside. So lots of pollen all through there. And it's kind of an interesting thing with this, this cluster that comes out, all from a central point. So you're going to have the stem go down. You're also going to find a couple of kind of blade-like or grass-like blades coming out. And you'll find 4, 5, 6 of those. Sometimes these onions can be very short, sometimes even higher depending on kind of the vegetation around, but pretty easy to identify. The rest of it, being able to figure out if you really have onion, is going to happen under the ground. So the biggest thing that I see people do is try and pull them out, and when you do so, you lose the onion because it's a bulb. It's going to be under the earth. So maybe you're picking these things in some loose ground. Hopefully it's a little bit wet, but you're going to want to shove a blade or a spade straight down. Again, straight down. I usually just cut twice to make a plug. A lot of it depends on your soil. And I can break sideways and bring that plug of soil up. And you want to go deep. Now, a lot of times, whenever you're doing this, pick a couple, figure out where the bulbs are, how deep they are. Sometimes in some soils, these onions will be way down deep and it'll be harder to get to them. Sometimes they're fairly shallow. Just kind of depends on the soil type and where you're at. And as we break this apart, what you should find is your onion bulb. A little bit of water, a little bit of taking the kind of that earthen case off, and you start to see a very familiar sight. Okay, so beautiful white, and there's the bulb. That's the goodie right there. And you're going to want to clean it off. You don't want to eat dirt. Also, right here, very characteristic. This will be taller and taller in the next month. And this will be a pod that'll come up and look fairly alien and get up there real tall. And it'll also have seeds inside of it. With the wild onion, just about all of it is edible. Okay, you get it at the right time, you eat the bulb, you eat the stem, you can even eat the flowers. What I will say is that if you are surviving, if the calories really matter, a lot of people I've seen across the trail just kind of dig them up and chew on them, and that's fine. But if calories matter, you break it down, and by mass, only about 2% of this is going to be sugars that your body can break down in this form. If you do add heat to it and you cook it for a few minutes and kind of break apart those carbohydrates that are heavy starches, you can break up about 18% more as far as the energy released. So if you're in a survival situation, if you're out camping and the calories matter, you need to go ahead and cook this down. Make it nice. Eat the whole thing, waste not. One of the cool things about your onions is that a lot of times they'll live out here in clusters. So if you find one, you're going to find more. Now, the last thing I want to show you and talk about is the analog. And the one you don't want to be picking is called crow's poison. And it takes about a pound of it to really make you sick, but it tastes horrible. It looks like an onion. It's not an onion. It's actually toxic. Now, the way we know that this is not crow's poison, I'll go ahead and show you at the very end of this video. I'll go ahead and dig up a crow's poison. I don't have any in this field, but over in the forest I do. They look beautiful. They look amazing. You don't want them. The trick to garlic and the trick to your onion is that if it smells like an onion, definitely oniony, and sometimes you have to break the stem apart a little bit to get that smell. And also, if it tastes oniony, okay? Sweet, oniony, we all know what this tastes like, all the way up through the shoot, just about the same. Then you have a garlic or you have a wild onion. If it does not smell like an onion, if you put your tongue to it and it gives you, well, the crow's poison around here tastes like disinfectant. It tastes chemically. It tastes nasty, like something that would be poisonous. It may be beautiful. You don't want to go and cook it up and eat it without knowing. So, smell, taste, if both are positive, this is the easiest way to identify them. I know it seems like it's too simple, but there are no other lookalikes or other taste-alikes. So, eat your wild onions, eat your weeds. I'll go ahead and show you that crow's poison right now. So, this bundle of onions took a little less than 2 minutes to pull out of the ground, so you're definitely going to get your calories back. Forgot to mention though, you can dry and preserve these, so keep that in mind if you have to do anything long term. While picking these onions, and you can still see a couple of them in the area, we came across what I had mentioned before, which was the crow's poison. And it's this right here below me. And it might just kind of look like a flat, snaky grass right now. But within the next month or so, we're going to have the pods come up and the flowers come out, and it's going to greatly resemble the onion. I've had a lot of people doing yard work, or we're out here moving dirt with the front end loader or something, and they push into kind of a cluster of these things. And when they do, they think they've come up with onions and they're going to take them home and cook them up. And that would be a mistake. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't dig these up. I might have to make a mess of it because they do grow quite a bit deeper than your onions. But let's see what I can do about getting a good plug. They look delicious, they do. And the hungrier you are, the more you'll consider it. But it would be, as I've mentioned in other videos, a bad life choice. So let's see if we can't pull these things up all in one. Gotta go deeper. Again, it kind of depends on the soil and on the growing conditions. We've had a lot of rain in the area lately, so these things have been able to grow really deep. So I'm about 5-6 inches deep already, if not more. And we'll see if I can't get a good picture for you. They're moving. Maybe I cut them, maybe I sliced them. Yep. We keep on digging, guys. Pull that out because I can't be that far away from them. Alright. Well, it's not the prettiest thing. And I've sliced it sideways. But you can see there that would make a substantial bulb. And I cut it in half, so the rest of the half is down here. There's part of it. But as you pull these things up, you start to notice that is just a really pretty thing. And you'd expect that to be incredibly delicious and completely edible and something us humans would like to eat. But you would be wrong. Okay? The leaves, the stalk, the bulb, do not eat this. You can put your tongue up to it, break the skin, touch it, Make sure you got some water to wash the taste away. It's not enough to really hurt you. You need about a pound of this before you get really sick, but it's not going to do you any good calorie-wise, and you're not going to feel good after eating it. So there is your crow's poison in this form, in this state, and that's what it looks like. So beware, be warned. Check your onions. If it smells like onion and it tastes like onion, it's definitely not onion. So there you go, guys. Enjoy, eat your weeds, like and subscribe. Until next time.